to complete the P1 workspace example there. So first thing you have to do is make a copy of the P1 workspace. So I have, this is the original P1 workspace here. So what I've done is gone to File and Make a Copy. And I've then renamed my copy here to Hue P1 Workspace. So first thing we need to do then is we're going to rename sheet 1, which is down here, to year 22 to 23. So you do that by clicking the little arrow next to sheet 1 and choose rename. And you can type in then year 22 to 23. And then just press enter on the keyboard to lock it. And then to change the color of the tab, choose the drop down and you can change color and pick a nice bright color like red. So there's year 22 to 23. The next step then is to increase the width of column B so that rows 3 to 12 fit. So here's column B, and we need to make sure that these rows are actually fitting the text. So it's easy to do that by putting the mouse between columns B and C till I get the arrow, and when I see the arrow I just drag the column width over and it will then increase in size that way. So that is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is by right clicking and then going down to resize column, and then again you can actually specify a width or you can choose fit to data. I'm choosing fit to data, it fits it to the widest text, which is project expenditure. So the next then is to reduce the height of row 7 to match the other rows. So here is row 7. So again, I can click on row 7, right click, resize row, and then again, fit to data. And then that resizes the row. We're then going to adjust the widths of columns D to I so that they're all equal and that the dates in row 12 are clearly visible. So you can see here all of the data here is not completely visible, so we need to match all of these columns here. So I'm going to choose column D to start with, then I hold the shift key down on the keyboard and I select and click on column I. So click column D, hold the shift key down, click column I. Then you can right click anywhere in the darkened column area here. So right click here and then again choose resize columns, and this time I'm going to choose 120 as my width, and then you can see that will now resize the each column to be equal. So we're then going to select the data in cells D20 to I26 and we're going to move them to range D3 to I9. So I'm going to grab this data here. So we're choosing D20 and we're going down to I26, which is this one. And I'm holding the shift key down and clicking at the same time. And by holding the shift key and clicking, I can then select this range. So I'm going to cut this data, so it's Control plus X. I get the little marching ants around it. And then I'm going to click into D3 and go Control plus V for victory to paste in the data. And you can see here I'm getting a reference error at the moment, which we will be fixing shortly. Now, the next step is to remove column C because there's nothing in it. So we're going to choose column C and I'm going to right click and delete the column. Let's move that there. And now we need to insert a row between subsistence and printing and put in the label for hospitality. So here's my subsistence row and my printing row. So again, I click on row number 8, right click, and then go insert one row below. And then to enter data into this cell, I can click, and that will then put the cursor, and I can type in hospitality into that row there. I then need to enter some values into this. So I'm going to type in 50, 0, 25, 35.5, 0, and 65. I'm now going to use the autofill to complete the months in row 2 from October to March. So here's autofill. Now autofill is done this way by selecting the month and then grabbing the little handle in the corner and then just dragging across, and that will then give me my months across. And then once I've done that, I'm also going to complete the autofill in column A. So I can reference these numbers here. So again, this time, because I'm looking for a pattern 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, I need to click in the first cell, hold the shift key down, click the second cell and drag down. Now in row 2 we need to turn on text wrapping and adjust the row height. So if necessary, so 6 month subtotal will wrap to 2 lines in column I. So in row 2 we're going to turn on the text wrapping. So here's row 2, and the way you turn on the text wrapping is by going to the format menu, wrapping, and then wrap. And then this allows the 6 month subtotal to be in 2 lines. Now there's a redundant copy of the expenditure values on sheet 2, so we need to delete this completely. So here's sheet 2 and here's sheet 4. So we're going to delete actually this one here, sheet 4 is the one we need to delete. And this is sheet, sorry, this one here, sorry, sheet 2 is this one here, sorry. So we're going to delete this one. And we're going to choose OK. And then sheet 3 is data from the previous year. So we're going to rename this one to year 21 to 22. And again, press enter and then change the color to blue. Now we're going to work in this year 21 to 22 now, and we're going to use a sum function to calculate the values. So column N is the actual spend here, so we need to calculate all of the values that come across here. So we need to type in a equals sum here. So we're going to type in equals sum and then put in the brackets, and then we're going to choose, click on the first item, hold the shift key down and click on the last item and hold the brackets, and then press enter to lock it. And then I can go with the suggested autofill, so I'm going to tick that one. Now row 15, which is this one here, has got the totals. So this time we need to actually total for each month. So I've got each month spend here. I need to put the value in this one. So I'm again typing equals sum, and then we're going to choose the brackets, and again we're going to choose the value in B3, hold the shift key down to select the range, close my brackets and press enter, and that will give me my totals. And then again I'm going to use autofill to replicate the sum across. Now in the excess deficit column, which is column P, we're going to do an annual budget minus the annual spend. So we've got annual budget, which is this value here, minus the actual spend, to see if we've spent too much or if we have more money in the bank. So we're going to type in a sum here. So we're going to say equals, and we're going to choose the annual budget, and we're typing the minus symbol, and we're choosing the actual spend, and then we're going to press enter, and then again do the suggested autofill down. Now in cell P15, which is this one here, we're going to work out if they are over budget or under budget. So what I need to do is I need to sum all of these values together and see what we have left. So I'm going to type in equals sum brackets, and again choose the first value, which is in P3, hold the shift key down, select the last value, and then close the brackets and press enter, and you can see we have an excess of 210. Okay, thank you for watching. You can now try that yourselves.